everybody! Welcome back to another episode of CONVOS at Home.
Hi guys, you're here with me. Ako mauna ngayon Jech Q, you can call me Jeckie T.
Aba, ikaw
Boom!
na una.
Ako una.
And you are here, of course, with me, Bea Benedicto, aka Bea B. And we are your favorite internet couple of all time.
Not in the entire planet.
Pwede din in the entire universe.
Dude, you remember, this is so sabaw. you know what she's been doing recently is like she's been playing Captain Planet.
Oh my goodness. I don't really know why, but it has been playing like LSS.
People might not even know what that is, but if you do know what that is and you're listening to us on Twitter or X, please follow PLDT Home on that platform.
That's right. And if you're listening to Convos at Home on podcast platforms, you can also follow PLDT Home.
And of course, broskies, pag nasa TikTok tayo or YouTube, please also follow PLDT Home so you don't miss out on any of the posts.
Yeah,
diba?
hit that subscribe button, diba? And now, it is actually December.
Kitang-kita naman sa outfit mo.
Oo, ito.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
Yes, we are doing this tinsely, silvery type of outfit because it is December. And I can't believe it's actually already the holiday season. Sobrang bilis ng panahon.
Sakto, dito na yung favorite gift ko.
Oh! High five!
Diba? No, but you remember last year when we did our season 1, December was when we talked about sports.
Yes.
Some movies. We had very, very interesting guests, diba? A lot of fun guests. Like for this particular episode, I'm actually very, very excited kasi I feel like it should speak to you.
To me.
To you in particular.
In particular?
Yes,
What are you trying to say?
Diba? Alam mo, it's just for context lang, kanina before we started shooting, sabi niya, uy, kaka-check out ko lang ng mga in-add to cart ko.
Hoy!
Diba? But we haven't discussed this here yet. But this episode, guys, it's very fitting for December. We're here to learn, or my wife is here to learn a thing or two.
Grabe ka dun. So, before we get into that, here are actually some thoughts and posts from the citizens of the internet that caught our attention. Distract muna kita with some posts. Ito po, galing kay Mark Terrence. Ang lamig na ng hangin. Magpapasko na talaga.
Alam mo, for me, bitin na. Bitin yung lamig.
O nga eh. Diba dati, parang October pa lang medyo malamig na yung simoy ng hangin. Pwede ka na mag-sweater.
Alam mo yung...
Ganon.
Yeah, remember when, you're in high school tapos medyo naka-hoodie ka na. Diba?
Basta nag-burr months na.
Nag-burr months na, mag-hoodie ka na.
Ngayon, December.
Ngayon, nakasando lang ako.
Ay, okay. Ikaw
diba?
na.
Post number 2, guys, from Deadmatology.
Wow.
I like that name.
Deadmatology.
Handa na ba ang lahat mawalan ng dignidad dahil sa pagsayaw sa Christmas party?
Sample.
Dude, I am so very happy to say that this is my second year at my, with my employer. So I don't have to dance this time around. Because I already danced last year.
Pang first year lang yun.
Dude, they made me dance Zoom by Jessie. Zoom in, zoom out.
Guys, alam nyo, that was really a fun time in our household. Like, he was practicing and I would take his video and he'll check if he's doing it right. I don't know about you guys kung ganun din kayo, pero we gotta get it down.
No, every year. Every time there's a new hire, the new hire takes care of the Christmas party and then that new hire also has to perform. That's how it is.
It's fun naman eh. Don't deny. Ito na po, ang post number 3, we have a tweet from Tin. Pasko na equals traffic.
Dude,
and
babe,
that is the truth.
I super feel it.
You
feel it. I have to leave the house 10 minutes earlier now.
That's not too bad, 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's bad because you could be sleeping.
Well, I suppose you could be sleeping, but it's especially harder, I think, for people who commute.
Yeah.
Because now it is like impossible to get a ride.
Yeah.
For today, I took a taxi. Talagang I have to go really early to be able to
nag-taxi
get...
ka?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nakakainis.
First time in CONVOS history. Nag-taxi siya.
Excuse me. Uy, grabe ka ha. Anyway.
I would be proud if by season 3, December, you'd be taking like a motorcycle ride na. Diba?
I'm a bit scared of motorcycles, to be perfectly honest. But what I am not scared of is fast internet. So give your home a Wi-Fi connection with a boost when you avail of Fiber Plus Plan 1899.
It's powered by internet speeds of up to 200 Mbps and comes with two Wi-Fi mesh units plus more exciting promos and giveaways monthly.
Just visit pldthome.com/fiber-upgrade for more details.
Alam mo, sobrang excited ako nung sa two Wi-Fi mesh units. Di ba? Kinailangan namin yun.
Oo, kasi lumipat kami.
Tapos yung internet namin sa living room, hindi na siya maabot sa kitchen and sa isang bedroom. So
In
sabi
fairness naman,
ni Kuya,
happy thing yun.
yep,
Oo.
there you go. So, I've been delaying this kanina pa. Pero sobrang gusto ko na introduce yung guest natin kasi sobrang gusto kong kausapin niya yung asawa ko. Diba? Today, guys, we invited a special guest who will share tips on how we can manage our finances this holiday season.
Yeah, she is a money mindset and life coach. And her main goal is to empower Filipinos and young professionals. Like us, babe. Tayo yung young
Emphasis on
professionals.
young.
Oh, yes. On how to fund and turn their dreams into a reality.
Let's give a warm round of applause and let's welcome Nik Madriñan.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm already enjoying with the conversations. I'm excited to jump in.
man.
yeah?
You should have jumped in, man. Like we had her whole intro spiel, but like you should have just jumped in there.
I was ready to sit there. The
Oh, dapat.
Alam mo, may space.
Oh.
So, Nick, the year is about to end. Kamusta naman ang 2023 for you as a whole?
I still can't feel that the year is ending, to be honest. It's like,
Aw.
is it really December 1? Is it
Grabe,
just a
diba?
few days left in the year? Because I was thinking like, what happened for this whole year? Because for me, I would describe it as exhilarating but also calming at the same time. It's like, I realized that I like both. Na like, okay, we were just talking kanina na we're like, this holiday season, there's so many things that we want to do, events that we want to go to, but at the same time, I also want to make sure I have time to be like, proud of myself for the things that we have done for the past year. And I feel like all of us should really give ourselves like a huge pat on the back that we have survived another year and we're gonna even thrive even more for 2020.
Yun.
You know, parang na-empower na ako agad. Wala pa tayong pinag-uusapan.
Alam ko yung short answer lang ni Nick sa how's your 2023 so far. Marami akong kinitang pera.
Parang kayo lang.
We
Hindi. I wish.
We wish.
But yeah, tell us. I'm very, very curious, very, very excited to know, how did you become a money mindset coach? Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, I mean, it goes way, 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 way back when I didn't even know that mindset around money was a thing until I had to go face to face with it and realize it's such a huge part in managing our finances. So backtrack, para you know that I relate to sinabi ni husband.
Which one?
So para kasama tayo.
Okay.
Because I share, my journey, I talk about it on TikTok, YouTube, and everything that I would shop a lot. Like I would consider myself like a shopaholic before. Like there was a time I bought 30,000 worth of makeup and skincare in a month.
Wow.
Like before it's so funny because before I had like this aspiration of like I want to do beauty videos because I love makeup even to this day.
Gets.
So it was just a passion of mine. I would post it online and then I'd be like, it's an excuse, I want to post, I'm gonna buy makeup and skincare,
Gets.
And then it like spiraled into like, I think I have so much, and it made me realize, especially during the pandemic na parang there are things that I realized I was shopping as a way of distracting myself from what was going on inside. Oh, we're gonna get real deeper.
Wow. Dude, babe, that's something that
What?
kind of started with the pandemic, diba? Parang your volume of shopping just went crazy during the...
Grabing laglagan naman to. Siya yung nag-share, babe.
Yeah, I
Bakit
know.
mo
It's just that I was
sinasama?
like, oh wow, I've been through that.
Yeah, because during the pandemic, I literally hit like a quarter life crisis because I've been working in the corporate field for like 6 years.
Okay.
So like I thought that was my dream because I've climbed it. I got, I got to a position like this was supposed to be my dream, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
come I still felt empty, unfulfilled? And I realized I was spending shopping as a way to be like, oh, like that's your way of validating that you're successful now, right? Like you can afford things. And then when the pandemic hit, we were forced to really self-reflect and really think about our life decisions. And I realized that when we are going through an internal crisis, it reflects with our money decisions, you know? Because I realized like I was using shopping as a distraction from the real life problems that I was refusing to confront. And so that's going back to the question. I realized that there was a lot going in my mind that affected my habits. And that's when I realized that that our subconscious thoughts and beliefs about ourselves really translate into the habits that we have around money. So like how we handle our finances is the same with how we handle life decisions. Like when I was going through a crisis in my life, my finances were also going through a crisis. I was spending so much. Like may skincare collection ako. Ilan ba mukha ako? Parang yung, like you know it's unreasonable but in your head, you're trying to compensate for something that's going on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to like hear your thoughts because Jech's face like,
What is your face?
No. Actually, I was gonna say, parang tinamaan nga ako kasi parang dami ko sapatos, silang ba yung pa ako? Diba? No, but,
Yeah.
but how did you, so during the pandemic, is this when you did your self-reflection?
Yeah.
Tapos, paano mo, I wouldn't say turn your life around because, you know, you're living a great life, diba? Pero how did you shift from that perspective to this lifestyle that you're living now?
Yeah. So I realized like that time when, so like I was going through like that crisis, right? And I had to really take a step back and really stop working on autopilot because for the longest time, I was like working autopilot, trying to chase the next recognition, chase the next position, chase the next promotion. And that chasing would just lead to like, oh, let me just go back to the same cycle of spending the things I'm supposed to want.
I understand. Yeah.
And then I realized like the things that I've gotten to that point weren't really the things that I've wanted. Like it was my dream life then, but then it came to a point that it was no longer the dream I wanted. And so I realized that spending was like a way of distracting myself from the real things I really wanted. And so transition to like, I've always wanted to be a full-time content creator and entrepreneur. But then I've always thought to myself like, that's impossible. Like you can do that. Like, you know, corporate, you're going to be in corporate for the rest of your life. And so instead of me thinking about pursuing that dream, let me just buy the thing that's, I know is going to be a real thing.
Yeah.
That I know is possible. So I realized
safety.
Yeah, so I would just keep buying stuff in order for me to stay in the same place. But when I focused on the dream that I really wanted to focus on, all of a sudden I was like, so why would I settle for the small things, buy the small things, when I could save up for the big dreams that I've always wanted for myself? So that time, so para transition natin sa holiday season.
Yeah.
I remember then when that clicked to me na parang when I took the time to self-reflect and be honest with myself na, Nick, it's okay if this is not the life you want anymore. It's okay to change your mind. Because like for the longest time, we're like, work, biglang, teka, do I still want this? I realized I didn't anymore. And I felt a lot of shame and guilt around that. Like, aren't you supposed to be grateful, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I realized like when I focused on that dream that I wanted to live out, which is being a content creator and entrepreneur, all of a sudden, na-rechannel ko yung energy ko. Yung passion ko sa kakabili sa damakmak na makeup, na skincare, na-rechannel ko yung energy na yon towards something that I really found fulfillment in. And so that's when I started talking about, during the pandemic, about how important it is to have an emergency fund. So, and then I realized a lot of people were commenting na parang, oh yeah, like it's so important. I was like, oh my gosh, like, people would relate to my journey na because not a lot of people would be like, oh, grabe akong shopping dati. Tapos ngayon, I talk about how to better manage your finances because I've been through that hole, in that rabbit hole. And so when I focus on my dream, I realized that when I focus on my real desires, not the small things that I settled for, all of a sudden managing my finances became easier and more exciting. And so that's why I realized like your mindset around money really plays a role in handling our finances in a way that excites us, not feels like a chore.
Wow.
How to handle your money in a way that excites you. Wow.
Did all of that, like, did you absorb any of that?
Yes. I don't even know what to say, you guys. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, look at that face. Look at that. Grabe siya.
No, but that's actually that's something I could relate to a bit. Not the spending. I think I've always had a grip on my spending, but yung parang just you're in a certain career shift, tapos parang you're doing something else to cope up with something else. Yun, cause when I changed paths, diba, I was like, what am I doing? Ganyan. Yeah. But you, how did you get into parang feeling like you're spending more?
I unfortunately have spent a lot forever.
I think I just put you on the spot.
I know.
She's turning red.
You super put me on the spot there. Because, when we got together, he was always the frugal one. And then I was always the, oh, you like it? Just get it. Pero I feel like as we did mature, of course, there are things and there are responsibilities, like real responsibilities. Syempre, marunong din naman ako mag-save, babe.
Yeah.
Pero of
Marunong
course,
naman.
there are challenges. And that is why we are here. So speaking of challenges, it is actually the holiday season, guys. So what are some common money mindset challenges that you've encountered, especially this time of the year?
I would say the biggest one is like I would say it's, let's just be real, the toxic culture among Filipinos of like overgiving as a way to like validate something in you. It's like, de bala nang maupos yung bonus ko basta mabigyan ko ng gifts yung mga relatives. Bahala na, sige, parang buy now, iyak later. Yung mga ganong, okay, buy now, suffer the consequences later because it's the holiday spirit.
Parang
I'm just
natamaan
gonna-
ako dun. Oh,
I was just gonna say, I was quiet. I've been keeping quiet.
tamaan ako dun Because I do like giving gifts. I feel like it's my love language sometimes. So I like to give gifts. And it's true. I think maybe there's a bit of overspending.
It's so different with me. I told her about this already. Parang when we just started out as a married couple, I gave 0 gifts.
He gives no gifts at all.
Yeah, sorry. Even to my family, they know that.
Yeah.
Wala akong binibigay. Wala talaga.
Oo.
So nung siya, parang binibilhan.
Oo. Kasi holidays, diba? Diba? So as a coach, what would you say to someone like me for this? Yeah.
So, as a me as a coach, the way I like to help people, like if you were like literally like us, like in a conversation, I like to ask back questions instead of
Okay.
give advice.
Get.
Sige, subukan nga
Oh
natin.
my goodness, I'm not ready.
Subukan natin ng konti. I'm curious. So paano mangyayari?
Example.
Like, tell me about like what makes you feel like it's something that you're overgiving. When you say like, what's little? What does little look like?
A little overgiving.
Yeah.
I feel like I do like to splurge on the budget. I feel like, kunyari sasabihin ni Jech, this one, you can just give this like a cake or something. And I'd be like, no, I want the best cake. I don't really know what I'm trying to compensate for. But, yeah.
What if you knew what you were compensating for? What would that be?
Oh, holy cow. What am I compensating for, babe?
Di ko alam, di ako giver eh.
Oo nga eh, di siya giver. I feel like maybe because when I was growing up, I felt like people weren't really giving gifts to me. I don't really know. Like, I feel like because it is my love language and hindi ko siya masyadong natanggap, parang mas gusto ko siyang sinishare.
And that time when you didn't receive gifts, how did you feel about yourself when you didn't receive gifts?
Wala, parang ako nagbibigay pero sila hindi nagre-reciprocate.
And how did you view yourself because they don't reciprocate?
How did I view myself?
Yeah, that time, like when you were young.
I don't know. I guess it feels like not appreciated. Sort of
You don't
something like
feel
that.
appreciated.
Oo, parang ganun siguro.
So you try to give gifts in order for you to feel like finally someone knows how it feels like to be appreciated because I didn't feel that way.
Yeah, kind of like that. Oo.
Yeah.
Ikaw
Wow.
kasi appreciated kayo. Wow!
I appreciate you.
Yeah, mabuti naman.
So I mean, those kinds of things, it's really understanding like, you know, that as you can see, it's not something like if it's normal like overgive, like just do the budget and like cut the no, like you have to understand like what's the root of you overgiving, and is that something that you've already solved from your past, like because you didn't feel appreciated, and is that something that you want to is that something that you vocalize that it's okay that I did not feel appreciated at that time or when I was young? Like, it's okay. Because I feel like most of the times, like, you know, the healing your inner child.
Yeah.
I realized the healing your inner child, those are like just unmet needs that we didn't get when we were young.
Exactly.
And so we try to compensate when we're old. Like, oh, I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel seen. And those are the things that when it comes to our habits, we need to understand, like, what were those unmet needs, like what you said, that, oh, I didn't feel appreciated. So let's dig deeper there. Like, what would allow you to heal from that? What would allow you to remember what were the things that you felt appreciated at that time, so that you don't overcompensate as an adult anymore.
Oo nga naman.
So yeah.
So para ka palang psychologist.
Disclaimer, of course, very different from in terms of like the mental, you know, illness and all of that. But I would say, you know, as when I decided to become certified as a life coach, it was really a lot of that. Like really understanding how the mind works, the language of our mind, how it works, you know, how these thoughts are deeply ingrained since childhood, and how we unconsciously operate that way even when we grow up. Because that's only when we break the cycle that we don't want.
Tama.
With our habits.
Wow.
And
That was
ladies and
interesting to
gentlemen.
listen to. Huh?
You heard something.
Yeah.
You heard something from your wife.
Yeah. Diba? Ang galing. But like, okay, so if you know, some people don't have the benefit of time to like dig deep, diba, or look through their past. Well, how would you say, you know, Filipino families who are very, very festive, how can they strike a balance between, you know, the holiday season and being, you know, very, very happy about it and being financially responsible?
Yeah, I love the term balance because I feel like it's first understanding like how does it look like for your family to enjoy? Because sometimes like we forget or sometimes we're swayed na, oh, di ba pag nag-enjoy dapat may lechon or dapat may gantong gifts. Pero is that really what you want, or you're just doing that because it's the expectation of the culture? You know, so I think as a family, it's super important that you get to really sit down and really think about what do we really enjoy as a family, so that we end up spending and enjoying our money towards the things that really help us bond as a family, rather than dapat ganon. Kasi sabi ni tito, kasi sabi ni lolo, ganyan. And then all of a sudden you're like, where the hell did my money go? Towards the things that people expected of you, not the things that you really enjoyed. And so first that is really understanding like, what are the things that you really enjoy during the holidays? So for me, example, para, you know, real life example. So para relate, so my husband, his love language is giving gifts. Me, I'm quality time. Very opposite, right?
Okay.
So like for me, because that's his love language, even though it's not mine, I'm gonna give him a gift.
Yeah.
In the same way, I was like, you know what? You don't need to give me a gift. Let's just go on a date. You know, so it's like those things that like we understand the things that we enjoy together. In the same way, I don't want him to overspend on a gift for me kasi hindi ko naman love language and okay lang. You know, and so it's really communicating the things that you really enjoy so that masaya kayo as a family, as husband and wife. And then balancing that in terms of having future-oriented goals as well together. So like for instance, para real life, so like me and my husband, we're investing in a property na hindi naman namin makikita next year kasi matagal pa yung turnover, like it's pre-selling. So we understand that, hey, by January, we are saving this much leading up to it. But then we can still enjoy in the holidays. Because we know what matters. We know what we're gonna enjoy. So it's balancing the things that we can enjoy in the present, and at the same time, what are the goals that we have in the next 3 to 5 years so that we can be excited to save up for it rather than saving for what?
Yeah.
Hey, we did that. We did that, di ba?
Oo nga. That's so nice. But
Oh,
yeah.
I feel a little bit
you did get
validated.
excited about it.
Yeah, I feel a little bit validated. Actually, before we even got married, we try to invest in some property also. So dun na punta yung a big chunk of our savings actually. Yeah. Oh,
Nice.
diba?
Ay, bullet.
Galing. Yeah, but yeah, so parang I guess the takeaway from that, my takeaway from that is you try to really understand what makes you happy. You know, what brings you some fulfillment instead of just going with what society thinks you should be doing. Diba?
Because that's when you overspend. I realize we overspend when di man maubos yung expectations ng society sa dapat nating bilhin eh. That's when we overspend versus when we know what to prioritize, which is our version of what brings us happiness, the real desires that we have, we get to be like, I'm gonna pour in all of my energy towards this. I don't care. Everything else is just a distraction. So pag may nagsabi na dapat ganito, no? Like, like even for like example lang, like me and my husband, we had a very intimate wedding. We only had 13 people.
Wow.
Inggit.
But again, it was a decision for us because at the same time, we were also moving into our new place. So after nag-propose yung husband ko, okay, nagawa mo na yung role mo. Ngayon, ito na yung role ko. Pag-usapan natin, paano natin i-fund yung wedding at yung turnover sa condo. And so, when we sat down with the numbers and na-realize namin, what makes us happy is that we get to spend time with our close loved ones. And then we're gonna have a separate celebration with friends. Parang it's normal na intimate lang. And we're like, yeah, we'd be happy with that. And at the same time, we're not gonna be stressed about the turnover na saan namin kukunin yung pera kasi napunta na sa wedding.
Exactly.
So like, because we know what our definition of our bond is, our marriage would look like, what happiness is for us, then we'd know what to say yes to and say no to.
That's pretty cool because you've always had like, even, we've been married 4 years, but she still has like, whenever she hears about smaller intimate weddings, she's like, oh, I wish, diba? Parang we had smaller weddings, more, trimming down the guest list and whatever. But all good. Yun yung, that's what was parang yun yung naisip natin before. But yeah. So, aside from that, yung mga parents, yung mga ninong, di ba pag may mga family gathering, syempre, you have your nieces, all the younger people there. What do you think they can tell all these children so that they can start teaching them about being financially responsible? Kasi ako, naalala ko lang, nung bata ako, sasabihin sa akin ng daddy ko, punta ka kay Ninong. Paglapit ko kay Ninong, ibigyan na ako ng 500. Ng 1,000. Di ba, ganun.
Tapos habang tumatanda ka, lumiliit yung budget.
Oo nga.
Until such point, 20 na lang siya.
No. Until such time that they told us na, oh, di ba nagkatrabaho ka na? Hindi na bibigyan. Labo.
Wala nang budget.
Yeah.
Meron ba tayong pa-tips sa ating mga, how to teach the kids?
You know what? When I was thinking about that, like when you said children, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I have to put myself in the position na parang, oh my gosh, so pag ako nagkaanak.
Yeah.
So medyo di ko pa masyadong makonect yun kasi medyo far siya sa future. So what I'm gonna think about, if I were to go back, kunyari ako nung bata ako, what would I have wished I saw from adults?
Yeah.
I realized it would be like, I feel like the best teacher is setting the example. Like, kasi alam mo yung pagka may mga adults ka nung bata, kapag pinagsabihan ka, damar na like, ayoko nga. Like, magugas ka ayoko. Parang when it feels like it's being told, gawin mo, parang mafo-force ka. Tapos, ayaw mong gawin. Like, alam mo, the child brain or like the teenager brain.
Yeah.
Bawal ka lumabas. I'm gonna find a way to go out. So I realized like, if I were to go back and if I were to look at what would be the best teacher, it would be like when I see adults setting the example. When I see them na parang, oh, kumakain kami pero at the same time, like may pangbayad pa rin ng tuition. Alam mo yun yung mga things na parang, so for example, like I think growing up in a Filipino culture, hindi kasi napag-uusapan money, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like setting the example also means like parents or ninongs-ninangs, why they say yes or say no to us. Na-realize ko kasi pag growing up, parang no is a no. Bakit?
Yeah.
You know, like there's no explanation. And so we just think na, baka walang pera si Ninong. Or things like that. Na parang, I feel like
I've heard that. Because like, sometimes parang they expect you, your parents will expect you to get something and be like, oh, magkano binigay sa'yo? Wala baka walang dala. Parang ganun.
Parang may judgment.
Oh!
Yeah, so parang for me, I feel like kung may bata, I mean, technically, ninang na tayo, di ba? Kahit young professionals tayo. Parang I wouldn't put that pressure and be like, punta ka kay ninong. Sumayaw ka. Para, alam mo yung gano'n? Sumayaw ka para may 500 ka. Ganyan. I feel like the best teaching is that when I see adult figures or mga ninongs-ninangs, that they get to show the example to the young ones na parang, we get to enjoy and then may savings kami, hindi kami nangungutang. We travel, but at the same time, we have savings. Like, for me, parang gusto ko maintindihan ng bata. Parang, paano nila nagawa yun? And then tell me, Tito, paano mo nagawa yun? I would rather have that than money. I mean, of course, syempre, nung bata tayo, gusto natin pera.
Yeah. For sure.
But I feel like, sige, fine. If ninong-sinangs are willing, like for example, gift giving yung love language, yes, then let's have a conversation. Yeah. Let's have a conversation about, so what do you plan to use with that money?
Oh, that's nice. Right? That's nice. Yeah.
Like, what are the things you're excited for? Plano ko lang po itabi. Tabi for what? You know, like, alam mo yung ganon, hindi yung parang bigay, ayan, mulis ka na. Ayan, nagawa ko na yung trabaho ko.
That's cute.
Okay, ganong ninong. Okay, ganong ninong.
Yeah. That's cute Parang, or kung yung sagot niya maganda, mas mataas. Parang if it's for something good, mas malaki yung bigay ko sa'yo, ganon.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a ninang.
Yeah. Parang maganda to have those conversations so that when we grow up, for example, pag teenager ka na, you get to talk to your parents like, I really want this laptop. Alam mo yung akatis ako nung lumaki ako, parang madalas no. I couldn't understand. Why?
Yeah.
So parang I would unconsciously rebel in my head. Pero like, if bata pa lang may ganun ng conversations, pag lumaki na siya, mas madali niyang may explain without judgment, without shame, without guilt. Parang, I'm not supposed to want that kasi baka hindi namin afford or baka too much. We need to have more conversations around the things that we want so that we'd know what to prioritize growing up.
I like that. Yeah. Anywho, we're gonna take a little break from all of these questions with a little game that we like to call Like, Comment, or Share. Ready ka na ba dito?
I'm excited for the game. Let's
Ito
do it.
yung new and improved game namin. Babe, ano ang instruction?
In this game, we'll show you a series of mga social media posts and you just need to react with the comment, like, or share. But syempre, pag sinabi mong comment, sabihin mo sa amin kung ano yung comment mo.
Yeah.
Diba? Game.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with the first one, babe.
Ito, post number 1 kay Kale. Paano nyo nagagawang magtipid? Ang sarap kumain.
Gusto ko nilagyan mo ng emotions yung question mark, di ba?
Para ma-feel mo talaga yung struggle niya.
Yeah.
So would you give this a like, comment, or share?
Ako din, masarap din kumain. I agree. Gusto ko sabi, hindi pa ako nagsalita. Comment. Comment. Gusto ko yung comment.
Oo, comment.
Wait, kailangan ko na sabihin yung comment. Basta masyadong mag-explain. Okay. Ako rin, mahilig din ako kumain.
Ano kinain mo kanina?
Okay. Pwede namang masarap ang kain at magaling rin magtipid.
Pwede rin naman. Yun ang comment.
Pwede naman both.
Pwede.
Pagpipiliin ang isa when you can have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Pwede. So paano yun? Parang isipin nila how much they'd set aside and where they want to eat. Ganyan.
Yeah. So, mag-explain ba ako?
Yeah.
So for instance, for me also, a huge like during my shopping days, I would buy food delivery every single day because I was stressed. So I was using retail therapy as a way to cope with stress. And so I realized na every time I'm stressed, buy. So I realized na so I had to first understand what's stressing me out. So let's go back to my kwento kanina na parang at the end of the day, no matter how hard I worked, it was still unfulfilling. That's what's really stressing me out. Hindi yung work. I mean, yung work, I can do it, pero what's stressing me out is really like I feel stuck here. Is this all I am gonna do for the rest of my life? I'm stressed because where else am I gonna go?
Gets.
And so I was shopping as a way to be like, at least masarap kain ko. Diba? At least nakabili ako ng kape every day, So I realized that when I addressed that, which is again, nag-rechannel ako ng energy ko to like, let's take the steps towards the dream I want. So when I did that, sabi ko, ayoko na tanggalin yung pagkain, masarap nga. I love food.
We all love food.
We all love food. This is actually making me hungry.
So sabi ko, every weekend, I wanna date myself. So instead of buying food when I'm stressed, I buy food as a way of, I wanna treat myself on the weekend. Not because I'm stressed, not because of anything, because I want to and I can. So parang nag-iba yung attachment, yung anchor to like, I only buy when I'm stressed.
Yeah.
So, anong nangyari? I look forward to the weekend. I know I'm gonna buy anyway. So, why am I gonna... Bakit ako magi-give in because I'm stressed? So, tsaka nag-meal prep din ako, tsaka nag-cook.
Yeah.
The practical side.
Gets.
So, that's what I mean na you can still do both.
So ginawa mo pa rin kung ano yung gusto mong gawin, pero ni-rechannel mo talaga.
Yes. Tapos nakapagtabi na ako kasi hindi na ako everyday bumibili ng kape.
Actually...
Uy, laking tipid nun
Yeah.
pag hindi ka everyday magkape.
Yeah. You remember when I was telling you, there was a wave where I would buy flat white from this coffee shop like
Every day.
not naman every day, but like every weekend. So twice, so Saturday and Sunday. And then I was like, yeah, 180. Parang pag lumabas yung credit card ko, grabe, puro 180 na sobrang dami.
Oh, I was there.
So ako parang, huh? And then I was thinking, why am I even buying this coffee? Parang, is it for the taste or is it to wake me up? When I realized it's to wake me up, sabi ko, okay na ako sa instant kasi may magigising din ako eh. Diba? So yun.
Much cheaper too.
Oo. Diba? So, eto, tweet number 2 from Lani Lumibaw. Anong plano mo sa Christmas bonus at 13th month pay mo? Wala kang ganyan eh.
I'm not an employee so I don't have 13th month pay.
Ako gusto niyo malaman kung ano nangyari. Nakuha ko na eh. Nung nakuha ko, transfer ko sa bank account niya.
Go straight to our joint account, our pambayad ng bills.
Yeah, seriously, because
Yeah.
it was such a thing in the office. Eh. Parang like everyone was like, oh, may bonus na. I'm like, Jech, nakuha mo na. Yeah, transferred it to my wife's account. Yeah, so how would you react to this one?
I'll do a fun one since medyo deep tayo kanina. I would share tapos send ko sa husband ko.
Yan.
Kasi siya may 13th month. Kasi ako, like,
Pareho kami. Yeah.
Same. So my husband has 13th month kasi employed.
Yeah.
And then for me, like I have my business. So I give myself, we give ourselves the bonus.
Yeah.
13th month.
So share ko sa kanya at sabi ko, ikaw anong plano mo?
Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
Buti pa siya.
Oo nga eh. So post number 3, ito galing kay Lau. Wishlist for our company, Christmas party, air humidifier, purifier, kitang-kita ang tita mode. Do we give this a like, comment, or share?
Itong air humidifier, purifier, parang nung nag-pandemic, people got obsessed with that.
Of course,
obsessed. It was, it's still everywhere now.
Until now.
Diba?
Right? So do we give
Anong
this-
reaction natin dito?
Ikaw yung makaka-relate kasi Christmas party.
Christmas party. Hindi, baka ito kasi, baka nako-claustrophobic siya. Gusto niya malinis yung hangin. And kung ako sasagot, share. And then actually, ko-comment ako, same.
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 Gusto ko ng ano yun? Air fryer. Ganun.
Air fryer na lang.
Nag-request na for Christmas party. Company Christmas party naman, no?
Oo.
Yeah. Post number 4, galing kay Ken. Anong handa sa Pasko? Nga ideas. May ano siya, salute. Ba't ganun? Do we give this a like, comment, or share? Handa nyo sa Pasko. Kukomentan mo ba?
Ba't wala comment? Handa nyo sa Pasko.
Anong ulam?
You know, I'll just comment. I'll be like, puro senior na kasama ko, so sila na bahala. Kasi yung parents ko, senior na sila. You guys saw them. They're senior.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're senior, pero like everything that they eat, they're like, hindi pwede oily. Hindi pwede. Kailangan fish. Kailangan bawal beef. Mga
that's
ganun na.
cool.
So the ideas would come from them because, it's celebration. So mamaya magdala ako at sabihin nila bawal.
Yeah. At least health conscious.
Yeah. Would
Ganun din tayo eh.
would you have,
Oo.
parang may idea ka ba kung anong
Ideas.
hahanda mo sa Pasko?
Kasi for a while, di ba, naging uso yung mga sushi bake, mga ganun. Anong uso ngayon? Di ko nga sure
I have no
eh.
idea.
Sobrang nagugutom ako sa mga pinagsasabi natin.
Dapat pala mukbang na lang to, no?
Oo,
Wala,
hindi.
Next time.
Pero yung sushi bake, di ba?
Delish, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what's next on our posts. Eto.
Let's go to post number 5. Ito. By Gideon. Attorney Gideon V. Peña.
Wow.
Di kita kalala. Sana ngayong Pasko ay maalala mo pa rin ako. From savings, diet, and exercise.
Kala mo,
Gusto ko yun. Gusto ko yun. Paano reaction natin dyan? Like, comment, or share?
Like with the, alam mo yung heart na emoji?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gusto ko yan. Kailangan ko na ibalik.
Ang creative na to. I love it.
Thank you so much, Nick, for participating in our game. Yes, actually, ako din, super nagutom. But a little bit of a commercial. Give your home Wi-Fi connection a boost, guys, when you avail of Fiber Plus Plan 1899.
That is powered by internet speeds of up to 200 Mbps and comes with 2 Wi-Fi mesh units, plus more exciting promos and giveaways monthly.
Just visit pldthome.com/fiber-upgrade for more updates.
Yan. Okay, balik tayo sa, money mentoring. Diba?
Money mindset mentoring.
Yun ang,
So
yun ang
many
gusto
M's.
ko diba? M&M's.
Oh.
Puro pagkain.
May, nadikit mo pa dun. Na-connect mo siya.
Siyempre.
So, okay. How crucial, let's get right into it. How crucial do you believe it is for families to engage in open financial health conversations at home? Bilang convos at home to.
Yeah, I think we touched on it.
Yeah,
a
we
little
touched on it a little earlier.
And
Yeah.
I think just to, go dive straight in, those conversations at home, I realize, become conversations in our head when we become adults. So if we don't have conversations about it, all we have is like, question mark. So for instance, like I have a client na because she didn't have those conversations, like money wasn't talked about at all.
Yeah.
So growing up, she felt so incompetent around money. Even though she's like achiever, like, like in school, ang galing niya, like ang dami niya na-achieve sa life. But when it comes to money, she's like, I feel so incompetent because I can talk about it. So like that's why like when I coach my clients, it's really like having that safe space to talk about money. Like what are their insecurities around money? What comes up when they talk about money? Kasi like for example, if their parents constantly fight around money growing up, walang conversation with the child. Sila na nag-uusap sa nakikita lang na nag-aaway. In their head growing up, when I think of money, it's stressful. When I think of money, all I think about is like, oh my gosh, negative emotions. Because naka-associate nila. So when we have those healthy conversations, we're gonna be like, oh, it's normal to talk about money. So when you have a husband, a wife, you're gonna be like, pag-usapan natin, like how are we gonna budget our income? Versus like, if you don't have those conversations, pag lumalaki pa lang, and then you have your own family, you're gonna avoid those conversations. Like, how do you start talking about that? Isn't that awkward? Isn't that taboo? Isn't that sensitive?
Yeah.
I think for a lot of Filipino families, parang may ganun nga mindset, diba? Uy, parang pera yan.
Hindi dapat pinag-uusapan yan.
Yeah. But at least for us, we always try to communicate about it, diba?
Yeah.
What are actually the basics? Like if you're talking about your financial health with your maybe family unit, what are some basic concepts to touch upon? Would you say?
I would say like for at least from what I've seen, because for me, like for instance, I don't have a child yet. So like what I've seen like as a couple, as a married couple, and also when I coach clients who are in a family already, may anak na sila, pero they don't talk about money that much. So like for me, the first thing that before you have conversation with another person, you need to have a conversation with yourself first.
Okay.
Like, what are my goals around money?
Goals.
Like how do I want to use my money? What's the purpose behind my savings? How do I want to allocate my income? Kasi pag nag-usap na kayo ng family member, para na kayong magta-touch base, para ka mag-alignment meeting of like, so these are my goals, how about yours? So it becomes like, hindi na siya parang, kano income mo? Hindi siya, kasi yun yung parang sensitive. Of course, you don't be like, kami nung husband ko, we didn't know each other's income until we got engaged. Which is for me, it's fine. As long as napag-usapan nyo before you get engaged yung mga debts. I think yun yung importante. Debts, liabilities, I think yun yung importante. Pero when it comes to income, I feel like it's not necessarily agad-agad. It's more of pag same household na kayo, your income is really gonna be, for each other. So it's really having conversation about what are your individual goals and your mutual goals so that you can easily talk about money na parang, okay, so by the way, ito yung suspendan ko. For example, for you, like, if it's a priority for you to buy clothes for your freelance work, like, of course. So hindi na siya magiging parang, ba't bilhin damit?
Yeah.
And then when you talk to each other like, oh, maybe our travel, ma-move muna natin next quarter because we're gonna use that money for the property, diba? Okay. Versus like, parang, travel na tayo ngayon na. It magiging ano siya, hot topic. Versus pag napag-usapan nyo na beforehand, your goals individually and as a couple, then you get to plan out and prepare so that when the time comes, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, got it. Like, we know what to do. We know what to decide on na with our money.
Oo. Alignment, guys. Alignment. I like that.
That's pretty cool. And I feel very proud. I feel like we've been doing that.
Oh,
I mean, no one,
feeling ko naman aligned
yeah. Of course we're aligned. Duh. Yeah, no one has really talked to me about that. I assume no one has talked to you
No,
about it.
not
But
really.
yeah, for some reason, yeah.
For some reason, we were quite just open with each other about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this is like an might be an inside joke, but parang when I tell people that my wife absolutely knows how much I make and that she has full access to everything, they're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Diba? Like, ooh, walang naniniwala. I'm like, but it's true.
Oo.
Diba?
Kanya-kanya naman style, syempre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oo.
That's so important what you just said. Kanya-kanyang style. Like, for example, yung style nyo, sa iba parang,
Yeah.
pero what if my style sila that works?
Yeah.
Because they have their own conversations.
I'm actually curious because I feel like a lot of Filipino families, yun nga, parang it's kind of a sensitive topic. It's kind of taboo. Would you have like any idea as to why, that is?
Why it's a sensitive topic?
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen, coaching Filipino professionals, it's passed on from generation to generation. It's gonna get deep, but like financial traumas that were passed on. And so kung ano yung nakasanayan na nung past generation, edi ganun lang din ngayon. So that's why I think our role now, like in our generation, is to be like, we need to have those uncomfortable conversations to break the pattern. Talagang uncomfortable siya kasi never na ginawa ng past 3 generations
Yeah.
So there will be people be like, ba't pinag-usapan yan?
Yeah.
Yes, there will be triggers kasi you're disrupting a pattern eh. So it's sensitive because it's something na has been used to from generations and no one questioned it. So for us, we need to start questioning those things and doing it in a way that finally serves us. Diba?
So I think parang there has to be a step 1 also internally na parang, teka, pag-isipan ko nga bakit ko to ginagawa, diba? Or yun nga, like it's just to question whatever you've been used to. That's something we've been doing.
Yeah.
But ito, parang the holidays, aside from, a while ago we've been laughing about it. It's being festive and being happy. Pero alam ko rin na the holidays can bring a lot of financial stress, di ba?
For sure.
Oo. Is there any piece of advice that you can share to families, to young professionals on how to cope up during this time?
Siyempre, I'm going to, if someone came to be like, how do I address this financial stress? I want to understand and investigate first, where's the stress coming from? Kasi iba-iba yung definition ng stress for one person. It could be like, stress kami ng husband ko kasi madami siyang debts. So, hindi kami mapag-enjoy ng holiday.
Is that the common issue that you deal with?
I guess it really, for me, it may vary. It varies. So like, for example, that could be one. And then another would be like, for the person to be like, ang dami kong debts. So like, I don't know how I'm going to start paying it off because it's so overwhelming na. Like, what's the first step? And then you tell me like, I have to save and have to pay off. So parang nagiging stressful siya because, the big stressor is, I would say, is that they do their best to like avoid the stress. Like, hindi, basta nandyan yan. Basta babayaran ko yan. Basta ganyan. But they don't face it head on. So that's why when it comes to investigating the stress, talagang harapin mo. Kumbaga parang stay receive lang yan. Parang, the problem, it's me. Rather than, hindi, kasi yung income ko kasi yung parang you try unconsciously, we blame circumstances. We blame like, kasi holiday season, di pa dapat mag-enjoy.
Gets.
So we avoid it. And I think it's a very, I'd say, Filipino thing. Di ba yung parang pagka-uncomfortable tayo, parang, no, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to like breaking that pattern. So when it comes to the stress, it's first investigating what are you stressed about exactly so that we can find out like what's the situation, what's the cause, para talagang ma-solve natin. Kasi most of the time, at least from what I've seen, what's stressing them out the most is because they don't want to face it. para siyang my example is like, it's like when we were kids and then may cabinet and it's dark. And we're like, Mom, ayoko, may multo. May multo sa cabinet. Ayokong buksan. And then the thing is, we're so much more stressed or scared about the closet being closed, na madilim, versus in reality, when we just open it and open the lights, there's no monster there. So most of the time, our financial stress is something caused by our avoidance. And because we avoid, we think it's so much scarier than we think it is. Pero when I guide my clients in like really facing it, harap-harapan, like expenses, everything, their financial traumas, their negative emotions around money, they realize that they're way, way, way more in control than they think because it goes back to the mindset of it all.
Wow. Okay. That was a great answer.
No. I was really digesting it because I feel like it's so appropriate for, our platform. Yung ngayon, di ba? Yung Convos at Home. Kasi it's really conversations that you should have at home.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I'm lucky that, we're lucky that, we're working. Our finances are in check in the sense that we're aligned, like what you said kanina. But for a lot of families, it's not a topic that they would really talk about. Diba? So, for a lot of people, pagtanda nila, tsaka pa lang nila nare-realize, teka, parang hindi ko alam kung ano ginagawa ko.
Oo.
Diba? So, parang kanina when I was listening to Nik, I was thinking, parang more and more families should actually be talking about this particular issue.
Yeah. Should be more open.
But
More. It's uncomfortable, I feel, for a lot of people. But so maybe we should be more brave. Not open in that case.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a trend or a change that will be happening soon? Or how do you feel about that?
I feel like, imagine 10 years ago, like, barely anyone talking about finances online.
That's true.
Right? And now we see like Gen Z.
Yeah.
Gen Z talking about, I'm like, what the hell?
yeah, me and my friends. Huh?
Yeah.
Gen Z.
Oh, siya daw.
Imbestigahan natin na. Sino mga friends? But, it's like, wow. When I was 21, like, party lang ako nung bili-bili lang, inom-inom lang ako nung. Tapos ngayon, they're talking about how to manage, invest. And yeah, so it's...
That's crazy because during the pandemic, I was watching, some people on YouTube, and I was like, dude, this person's like so much younger than me. That's he or she is talking about, dito ko ilalagay yung pera ko para lumaki siya. Ganito.
Dito mas mataas yung percentage ng interest. Ito, try mo to.
May ganun.
So I'm like, wow, it's really quite amazing. So I feel like that might be a change in personal finance.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think if they see, someone na parang kabarkada ko lang is talking about money, tara, ano nga pala? Like, anong plano natin sa income natin? Alam mo yung parang, at least slowly, like, versus before, I think the money conversation I had, I remember, when I was a teenager, my dad went to me, naka-laptop siya, sabi niya, ito yung kailangan mo para pag nag-retire ka. Ito yung amount na kailangan mo. So like, teenager ako, parang ako, inisip ko na makapasa ng exam eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So at least
So
now,
medyo overwhelming lang.
yeah, versus like when you see young people talking about, excited about managing their finances, it starts, at least may seeds na. So that's why like this conversation that we're having right now is so important so that people our age, mga Gen Z rin, mga Gen Z rin, millennials or whatever, they got to really think about like, maybe I need to have a conversation with myself first, and then that would also break the pattern within me na, hey, it's okay I feel this way. It's okay that I have these things. So that it would eventually branch out to be like, because I love that because I have clients who are like, after coaching, like I talk to my friends like, deep talk tayo, like about money. Ganun. I'm like, I love that because it starts really with one person at a time.
Yeah.
Who's like, I'm willing to break the cycle, let's go.
Yeah. Well, it's December now. Patapos na yung taon. And I feel like for a lot of Filipinos then, diba, they always view the new year as a fresh start. So, siguro, pagbigyan na natin sila kung hindi pa sila masyadong brave noon, hindi pa sila masyadong nagre-rechannel noon. Pero going into the 2024 season, diba? Meron ka ba mga financial words of wisdom for people in general, for everyone watching, everyone listening, and for Gen Zs like me? Meron ba? Financial words of wisdom?
I would say, so like, as I've talked about earlier, like how we handle our finances is really like very much interconnected to our direction in life or how our vision in life. So I'd say for 2024, it's a great time to, before even the New Year starts, like habang Noche Buena, medyo pag-isip-isipin na natin, no? Na, okay, if I knew, if I wouldn't fail at anything, what would I pursue? Because I feel like that's where you can start thinking about, ano ba talaga yung mga goals na matagal ko nang gusto pero I've been parking because like I've been spending on the wrong things.
Gets.
You know, and
Gets.
so when, because I believe that when you are, again, thinking about your finances, the excitement, oh my gosh, the more I save, the more I'm gonna quit my job and start my business. The more I save, the more I'm gonna be able to like have that wedding and finally get married with my partner without stress. Like when we focus on the goals that excite us, saving suddenly feels so natural. And so for 2024, I like the viewers to think about, you know, if you knew that you could achieve anything you set your mind to, what would it be? And how can your finances be that tool to help you get there?
Ayan.
Ang galing, ang galing.
Galing nun ah.
Di ba?
Saktong-sakto. Quote of the day na ngayon. Saktong-sakto. So as we close this episode, if you were to share on social media a quote, phrase, or a thought that you picked up from our conversation today, what would it be and why?
Para short and sweet, something I always go back to is put your money where your values and goals are.
Yun.
Because it becomes so much easier na parang if we know our values, if we know our goals, we just work backwards from there. It becomes so much easier to know what to prioritize, what to spend on, what to save up for.
Ang ganda. Nafe-feel ko talaga yung excitement mo for the savings once you have your goal in mind. Of course, her quote came from her because she has been dropping all the knowledge.
I have a quote. Can I start?
Ano sa'yo?
Put your money and your values. so kinop.
Literal, kunot mo lang talaga siya.
Okay, na, go. Mauna ka.
Ako gusto ko yung sinabi niya na you have to face things head on. Na things are not as scary as you think they are. Sana laging ganun, di ba?
No, you need that because like
Yeah.
sometimes you like to second guess.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a person who gets anxiety over things that I don't understand. So I feel like really that is a major change that we really need to integrate more into our lives. Na if we just address it, kaya naman eh. One by one, little by little, step by step.
Yeah, cool. For me, mine's not so much a quote, but rather a thought na this whole financial conversation should really be had at an earlier age, at an earlier time.
Tama.
Diba? And I feel like we were talking about it. I feel like Filipino families should be more open to having these conversations. Diba? Kasi I still think sometimes parang we're a bit older now, but sometimes you still talk to older generations and they'd be like, oh, you guys are talking about that? Parang, diba? But there's really nothing wrong with talking about your finances, right?
Break the stigma.
Break the stigma. Oo.
So there you go. Thank you so much, Nick, for spending your time with us today. And
Spending. Ang galing, oh. No pun intended.
Your time, not your money.
Yeah. Thank you for all the tips you've shared.
Tips din, no?
Yeah.
Another money.
Uy.
Another money.
Yeah. Thank you for everything that you shared. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting, lost in not like lost in the conversation, but more like I feel like I'm trying to absorb it talaga. Kasi parang tinatamaan ako. Kasi parang sabi ko, napapaisip tuloy ako. Sabi ko, teka, di ba? Parang,
Same generation kasi tayo eh.
Same.
Gen Z kasi tayo.
Same Gen Z. Pero parang it's like I remember when Bea, we had a guest before who was talking about, self-love, healing, ganyan. Parang she was always just, ako kanina, when you were talking, I was like, parang isip ko, na-apply ko ba yan sa sarili kong, di ba? Everyday. I was like, aligned ba kami? Pinag-uusapan ba namin yung financial goals namin?
Baka mag-uusap kayo ulit mamaya.
Mag-uusap kami.
Alignment meeting.
Oo. Baka mag-aano muna ako. Ititignan ko ulit yung mga kinart ko. Di ba? Baka I will rethink if I will push through.
But for sure, for all of our viewers and listeners, of course, sana na-absorb nyo rin lahat ng mga lessons natin today because they are really good ones.
Diba?
Right?
So, if you guys can't get enough of this and, you want to follow Nick on social media, where can they follow you?
If you want to absorb more and apply more, you can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at That's So Nick. So that's So Nick because this is me and you're gonna get it raw and real, my journey and more tips on how you also can have the confidence in managing your finances and funding your own dreams to reality.
Uy, gusto ko yun. Pwede ko mapalitan yung quote dito. Funding your dreams to reality. Uy, gusto ko yun. Gusto ko yun. Diba? Where can they find you on social media?
Biglang ganun. Where can they find me? My intro is not quite as cool. But yes, you can find me at Bea_Benedicto on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Actually, just anywhere. What about you, babe?
I found my dreams and I made it a reality. Oh, di ba? Sabi mo. Sabi mo hindi cool yung, mas cool yung intro. Yeah, but you can just find me at Jech across all social media platforms. And of course, don't forget to follow PLDT Home across all social media platforms din, di ba?
Yes, that wraps up our episode for today. So, for more internet things, ganito siya, Nick, you do this.
Yeah, yan ang internet things.
Yeah.
We've coined that. We've coined that gesture.
For more internet things and latest updates on trends, follow PLDT Home on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or X, TikTok, and YouTube.
And guys, give your home the much needed Wi-Fi connection and give it a boost when you avail of Fiber Plus Plan 1899.
That is powered by internet speeds of up to 200 Mbps and comes with 2 Wi-Fi mesh units, plus more exciting promos and giveaways monthly.
Visit pldthome.com/fiber-upgrade for more details.
This has been Convos at Home by PLDT Home.
A space for conversations best shared at home.
Catch you guys next time.